Welcome to Smart Remarks, where austerity means you, unless you got a couple million in your pocket. And so the beat goes on with the country continuing to talk about the standoff in Wisconsin. But meanwhile, here in Pennsylvania and some other states, Republican governors have taken a play from the Wisconsin playbook, calling for sacrifice from some, but certainly not sacrifice from all. You know, once upon a time in America, shared sacrifice was possible. During World War II, for example, everyone endured rationing and radically higher tax rates. The idea was at a time of crisis, Americans as a whole would pitch in to solve the problem. But our current budget crises are different, very different. Just this past week, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett unveiled his budget, which involves no new tax increases and major spending cuts, particularly to education. And in his budget address, Corbett said something curious. He called on teachers and other public employees to embrace their new austerity, saying, quote, "If government is here to share the taxpayers' wealth, then everyone needs to share in the sacrifice." And I thought, everyone? You know, clearly Corbett's trying to say that public servants haven't had to deal with the austerity that the private sector has, and there's a case to be made there, but he thinks he might want to choose his words a little more carefully, because his budget most certainly does not call for sacrifice from everyone. Sacrifice from everyone might involve, say, tax hikes that everyone would pay, but as we said, there are no tax hikes in his budget. But not only that, businesses are going to get all sorts of brand new tax cuts in Corbett's budget, and you can understand why this is, because the conservative idea is that anyone who might create a job or three, regardless of how profitable that firm actually is, we cannot ask them to sacrifice, and in fact, quite the opposite, which explains what's going on with the gas drilling industry here in Pennsylvania, booming because of the Marcellus Shale gold rush. Corbett doesn't want to levy a severance tax at all. So just who is this everyone that Corbett's talking about? Well, you know, teachers are certainly among them. Like other Republican governors, Corbett wants teachers and other public employees to suck it up and accept a salary freeze and pay more towards their benefits, volunteer to do so, volunteer to shred their contracts, and if they don't do this, see, any ensuing tax hike at the local level, it'll all be on their head. It won't be Corbett's fault for cutting spending. So public servants certainly qualify as everyone. Then you've got your college students who are going to be smacked by tuition increases made necessary by Corbett's radical cuts to higher education. And of course, the poor are always among everyone. Already here in Pennsylvania, we've let a health insurance program for low-income residents lapse. There's going to be more of that thing in our new austere future as well. And so we see the conservative definition of everyone seems to be you. The conservative definition of sacrifice is you sacrifice. And those people most able to afford sacrifice, we won't ask any sacrifice of them whatsoever. This is the new Tea Partyized way of the world, happening here in Pennsylvania and soon to come to a state near you. Makes me think a guy like Corbett doesn't merely need a new budget, he needs a new dictionary.
Can we just say that the attack on labor is reaching just about every corner of America? And your state could be next. The numbers show this. 20 states are facing attacks on collective bargaining. 12 states are facing right-to-work legislation. And educators in 49 states are facing pension challenges. Are they really? No, they're not. This is just an easy target for Republican legislatively led bodies and Republican governors to go after the budget. They have now made the determination, you know what, $51,000 a year is just too much damn money, so we're going to take it out of the height of the middle class. I mean, it just doesn't stop. What you see